A new weapon, an air-launched ballistic missile, or ALBM, for China's Xi'an H-6K bombers, has emerged. While its origins are unconfirmed, the missile looks very similar to the CM-401, previously known as a truck or ship-launched anti-ship ballistic missile, ASBM, that is also capable of hitting static land targets. The latest development seems to point again to the considerable efforts Beijing is making to increase its advanced air-launched anti-shipping capability, which is becoming a fundamental part of its wider and fast-evolving anti-access/area denial, a 2/AD, strategy. But even if this is not intended to be an air-launched ASBM, or at least not in its first iterations, the ability to unleash it on land targets is very concerning, as well. The initial photos show H-6K serial number 11097 with a pair of the new missiles, which are presented in inert, form-factor representative captive rounds, on the center pylons under its wings, arriving at the civilian Zhuhai Jinwan Airport for the Airshow China trade exhibition. This particular aircraft is assigned to the 8th Bomber Division of the Southern Theater Command, People's Liberation Army Air Force, PLAAF. Missile-toting aircraft from this unit have also taken part in previous editions of Airshow China. In terms of its appearance, the mystery weapon has obvious similarities to the CM-401 ASBM, suggesting it may be an adaptation of this same missile for an air-launched application. The state-owned China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, CASIC, publicly unveiled the CM-401 at Zhuhai in 2018, as we reported on at the time. Back then, CASIC displayed two launch platforms, an 8x8 truck-mounted type and an apparent deck launcher for ships. Each version was armed with two self-contained missiles. Since then, not a huge amount more has become known about the CM-401, although it's thought to have a maximum diameter of approximately 2.8 feet. That puts it in broadly the same class as the Russian Iskander quasi-ballistic missile, which has also been adapted for air launch, as the Kinzhal. The Kinzhal, too, has been frequently attributed an anti-ship role, although this is apparently yet to be demonstrated. Overall, though, the mystery missile's profile is generally in keeping with other similar developments around the world, including the tapering, or bi-conic, shape of its body. A rough estimate of the new missile's size, which includes an approximate length of around 23 feet, also seems to match fairly well with what we know about the CM-401. According to CASIC, the CM-401, at least in its original ground-launched and ship-launched applications, has a maximum range of just over 180 miles. The H-6, meanwhile, is widely attributed with a range of 3,700 miles, although the H-6K, with its more efficient engines, can fly significantly further still and can refuel in flight. In addition, the missile's range would likely be increased greatly via air launch, with the delivery aircraft's altitude extending the missile's reach and improving its endgame kinematic performance. Already, however, there has been some suggestion that the original CM-401 might actually have a much greater range than CASIC claims, potentially even being able to reach targets at up to 600 miles, although this remains unconfirmed. This could be realized, at least to some degree, via a reduction in warhead size that also better fits the ASBM role. Flying to its target, the CM-401 apparently is capable of using a porpoising or skip-glide trajectory in which the warhead abruptly pulls up at least once as it begins the terminal stage of its flight. This makes defense against the weapon more difficult, allows course adjustments, and, potentially, can also further extend its range under some circumstances. Even without the porpoising flight path, the CM-401 is a very tricky target, with the manufacturer claiming a terminal speed of between Mach 4 and 6. Again, with delivery from an aircraft flying at altitude, this figure could also increase. This kind of performance could well put it in the hypersonic bracket, meaning speeds of Mach 5 and above, a trait shared by many ballistic missiles, including Kinzhal, with its high-speed endgame.